Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Futures Trader here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the video.
Gotta get more followers.
If you have not already, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, get notified every time I put out a brand new video. Everyone, it is Friday. It is day number 3 of my trader career path evaluation. I did 4 trades today. I'm going to show them to you in a second. What you are looking at is today was non-farm payroll day. Yesterday, I mistakenly said Fridays are pretty boring. A normal Friday would be. Today, though, there's non-farm payroll. I forgot. Someone reminded me. Luckily, I have these things in my calendar, too, so it would have saved me. As you can tell, quite a bit of activity happens after the non-farm payroll. So let me give a brief introduction to the 4 trades, and then I'm going to walk you through them really quick. So to preface this, I actually did an entire video, ended up being like 20 minutes long, me going through the trades. It was super boring. I was bored of listening to myself talk about trading. So I actually scrapped it. I said, you know what? I'm going to rapid fire these 4 trades because they are basically the exact same trade 4 times over. And here is the setup. So prior to non-farm payroll, non-farm payroll comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The Treasury market opens at 8:20 Eastern Time, so 10 minutes before. Leading up to the open and also non-farm payroll or any big report, typically market comes to a crawl. So I thought, what a great opportunity to do some quick scalping. That's today's plan. I'm just going to scalp for 2 ticks, maybe find a nice tight range and just go up and down and take what we can get. We did our math on day 1. I'm trading 2 lots in the Ultra Bond, so we're looking to make about 8 ticks profit before hitting the consistency rule. So let me back this up now before non-farm payroll, and I will quickly show you those 4 trades. Okay, guys, so this will be the first trade. It's actually the quickest one of them. For the other 3, I'm seriously just going to kind of quickly show you the entry, the exit, entry, the exit. Like I mentioned, they're the exact same trade over and over again. But I want to explain what you're looking at. The usual Ultra Bond on the right, 10 years on the left. 10 years moving towards their high. Ultra Bond, a lot of room to grow here. But keep in mind, I said it was a super slow moving market. You can kind of tell right here. So this is kind of the volume profile broken out between buyers and sellers. And this is like the last 45 minutes. So it stayed in this 5-tick range for a nice little while. My plan was maybe try to go long up towards the tops, shorts, play the middle, and grab a few 2-tick winners. So I set a 2-tick take profit auto strategy. So anytime I enter a trade, it automatically sticks a 2-tick take profit order in there for me. So you're going to see that happen. Now, today actually ends up playing out differently than I expected. Like I mentioned, I thought I'd just be playing back and forth in this range up until the market opened. It actually just keeps moving up, up, up. So we get 2 ticks, we're out of the trade, we re-enter, we get 2 more ticks, we're out. We get 2 more ticks, we're out. We get 2 more ticks, we're out. They weren't like 1 minute right after another. This was over a series of about 45 minutes. But that sets the stage. I know I've kind of spoiled it already. And that's why like the previous video I recorded was just super boring. Like it's seriously the exact same trade 4 times over. So let me show you this one. I'm hovering there. There I put in my order. It gets filled immediately. Immediately, we also see our 2-tick take profit, and there we get filled. So there you go. There's 1 trade. Now, I will pause this. I'm front-loading this with all the information about the day, and then we're just going to quickly run through the other 3. The better play, in theory, would have been to go long and just ride this entire way up, because that's eventually what happens. Kind of the catch-up, if you want to reference some of my trade setups that I mentioned in the past. That would have been a quicker road, but in retrospect, I like what I did. 1, I came up with a plan, and I stuck with my plan, but 2, it really was a slow moving time. So from when I started trading to when I ended was about 45-50 minutes. Like I wouldn't normally want to be sitting in 1 trade for that long. So I'm kind of happy with just kind of jumping in, taking a few ticks, jumping out, and then if there's still activity there, getting back in. After kind of looking back at it, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty happy with how I play this. So anyway, there's trade number 1. Let me quickly walk you through 2, 3, and 4. Okay, guys, so it's our first trade was down here. This is not long. There's our 2 ticks. Let me show you the exit on that one. Okay, now I've zipped ahead 4 minutes, so just so you know, there is that. And in a second, I drag up NinjaTrader. So you can see at this point, we're up 250. Just for reference, or if anybody's new to the Ultra Bond, it's $31.25 a tick per contract. I'm trading 2 contracts. So 62.50 a tick, or 2 ticks is 125. So we've got 2 2-tick winners at this point. That's where the 250 comes from. That excitement aside, let's jump ahead to trade number 3. Okay, guys, rinse and repeat. Like I said, it's the same thing over and over and over again. There I enter. I end up just taking a market order on that one. I don't know if you noticed. Okay, and I've zipped ahead 3 minutes on this trade. So a bunch of, couple minute trades is how long it's taking. And we're going to get our fill here in a second. And then I'll show you the fourth one, and then I'll talk a bit more about the day. Okay, so this one ends up taking the longest. It's a 7-minute trade. Not a fan of the 7-minute trades. I'm much more of a get in, hit and run, couple minutes max type of person. So there we go. So I'm not going to let this play for 7 minutes. But to put it in perspective, remember one of our first trades, we were down here. So like I said, we could have just sat in that initial trade and we would have made 8 ticks just on one trade. But again, the trades you're seeing are over like a 50-minute time period. So we would have had to wait 50 minutes in that trade, and not really my cup of tea. We are seeing the 10 years now. They've moved up a little bit. They're pushing their highs pretty much. Not many contracts have traded at 235. You're seeing the sellers pull off. You're seeing the buyers pile on. All indications they're going to continue, which guess what? That means Ultra Bond also will get that continued push. Now, this was the fourth trade, and we were approaching the U.S. Open. And I mentioned at the beginning, I didn't really want any part of it because of non-farm payroll coming up. I just wanted to be out. Like, it'd be fun to watch, but I don't want to be in it. So this trade ends up going 7 minutes. This is the only one where I really contemplate just getting out of the trade. When you're in it 6 minutes and nothing's really happening, you're getting close to that time. Really didn't want to suffer, the market just tanks against me and I eat a huge loss when I really don't need to. Sure, could have set a stop loss, all of these things, but we are fortunate enough that we do get a fill just a little bit before the U.S. market opens, and we call it a day. So let me find that for you. Like it said, it's 7 minutes ahead. Okay, here we are. We're still in the same area. You'll see it though. It kind of ticks against me. I got my mouse hovering, getting ready to get out, and bang, it shoots right up, and we get our 2-tick winner. And as you can see, okay, so I'm going to pause that. There was no cut there. I know it looked weird. It shot up and then all the data disappeared. That's because that was the U.S. market open. Jigsaw set so that when the new session starts, it clears out all the previous data. So was right on the cusp there. So there's a screenshot from my dashboard. We are essentially at, let's call it 1,500 in total profit. Goal is 1,750. Yesterday I went like a little bit over. In the end, it ended up being about $25 over the most you could make based on consistency rules. So I could break my calculator out and all that, but basically I need to make another $75 on top of the goal, maybe 80. Let's call it, instead of 1750, we're just going to try to get to 1850. And then on top of that, once we finish, we still need to trade multiple more days. So we need a little bit of buffer to work with there to make some trades. So I would say our profit target is 1850 to use a nice round number. We want to see at least 1900. So another $400 from where we're at will be kind of the goal for our next day. And or if we don't get it, that's cool. We spread that out. But definitely on the tail end, it's been going fantastic. You are looking at more non-farm payroll action. It is far more exciting. Guys, the one thought I wanted to leave with for today was, I know my last 3 days have made it look like it's super easy, right? You enter a few trades, you get profit, and you're on your way. And look at this, we're almost at the goal. I'm not saying I wanted some losing trades to balance it out, but at the same time, I don't want anyone to watch the videos and think I'm saying by any means trading is easy or it's super easy to pass these things or anything like that. I've been around the block with them, so maybe I just feel a little bit more comfortable doing what I do, trading the Ultra Bond, but I certainly feel like everyone should just trade the way they trade. Trade the products you like, trade the setups you like, spread it over 15 days, whatever works best for you. I'm by no means saying, hey, you guys should do what I do. And I'm not saying that even in like a disclaimer type of way. I'm saying it in sometimes I get emails from people and they're like, hey, I'm going to buy Jigsaw and trade the bonds now because that's what you do. And that like horrifies me a little bit because, trade what you want to trade. Don't just jump to the next best thing because someone else is good at it. So that leads me into, I am working on another free course, kind of my tips and tricks and whatever on how to pass trader evaluations. I said it'd be out in February. It should still be out in February technically, but it'll probably be the later half of February. But we'll get that up and that'll be chock full of all of my wisdom and knowledge that I have to share with people on my approach and what I think you should be thinking of and putting your efforts towards and what things you shouldn't be putting your efforts towards when it comes to trading and passing trader evaluation. So guys, everyone have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back on Monday with my day number 4, good or bad, and I'll see you in that video.